It's your boy Elijah back here. Welcome back to Ease Moneypot. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. For today's video, I'll be giving a brief history lesson on the Reconstruction Era, and I'll also be adding in a little razzle-dazzle of motivation here at the end. So I'll be honest, it took me a minute to even get a little bit knowledgeable in this subject of the Reconstruction Era. Thank goodness for African American Studies courses and Dr. Jeffries in school, because a lot of the things that she taught me, I'll never forget. That knowledge is very important for us to know. But basically, the Reconstruction Era starts when Abraham Lincoln frees the slaves and then goes until basically, say, the Industrial Revolution. Throughout slavery, throughout our time period here so far in America, we've been oppressed ridiculously, in a ridiculous amount. And it's been in different facets, whether it's economically and the oppression of naturally slavery. You're not paid to be a slave. You get some place to stay, but you're not paid. You can't have the ability to create financial freedom for yourself. You're not given any opportunity to advance economically unless it was self-created. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but that's still an oppression. Whether it's the oppression socially and blacks being threatened when they even try and go vote for an election. Blacks died just trying to go vote, hung in trees. That's a social oppression right there, and you can't be integrated in society. Or whether it's the mental oppression that blacks are facing and the stereotypes that they're being faced with, whether it's little black children and the Sambo stereotype, or whether it's black women's bodies being overly sexualized in the Jezebel caricature, or whether it's larger black women in the Mammy caricature, and just stating that blacks are just for amusement and entertainment, or they're just here to be subservient to whites. So all those oppressions and dealing with that is what we've come from. To note, the Jim Crow laws were in place in the southern states of America from the late 19th century to 20th century-ish. They end up getting abolished, but the Jim Crow laws segregate blacks and whites in the southern states in basically every facet of life. Public spaces, public transportation, restaurants, congregating together, even working together. So that automatically just creates a disadvantaged state for blacks in the southern states. How can they be able to foster the way that their counterparts are in society? They can't. This book, The Negro in the Making of America, written by Benjamin Quarles, is a great book for history and giving us an account of where we've come from, and also to give us an idea of what all we have left to do. He talks about so many amazing people of African descent in the book and how they work to make a difference during their lifetimes. So check it out, The Negro in the Making of America. So this book can also be used as a resource guide and has so many stories of great African Americans, but two individuals that I wanted to talk about in particular and just mention: Aaron Ashworth of Jefferson County, Texas. Back in 1846, he owned 4,578 acres of land in Texas and had the most cattle, over 2,000 in the county. That's a big deal. It's only right that I mention this man next. Tommy LaFawn, one of the richest men in New Orleans. He had amassed over $500,000 worth of real estate in his day and age, which is a ridiculous feat. So a few major things we can take from our boy Ashworth and LaFawn. First, the time period that they were in, regardless of the odds that were stacked against them, they still found a way to flourish and truly discovered a way to set their future generations up for prosperity. And that's what we got to think about. How can we set up the next generation to be better than ours? Despite the oppression, like Aaron Ashworth and Tommy LaFawn, we see growth and we find ways to flourish. Small incremental changes over time grow. And whether it was during slavery, we see Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, and Frederick Douglass speaking out and being an abolitionist, or whether it's after that, you see Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver doing great things and inventing amazing things, or whether it's we see growth as a group and we see the formation of the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, or whether it's blacks starting to hold offices in public offices. So don't ever think that there's no ability to defeat what is supposedly oppressing you, because we've done it in the past, we can do it in the future. So I want to thank you all for tuning into this video. Thank you all for watching. If you have not already, subscribe to my channel below. Check out some of my past content. Honestly, I wanted to make this video talk about the Reconstruction era. It's not really talked about much in K through 12 education, and also to help us get a better idea of where we've come from, to help us better make decisions on where we're going. Honestly, a lot of the oppressions that our people faced back in the day are not around anymore, but there are still oppressions that we have to overcome. And guess what? We can still overcome them the same way that our ancestors did, with that same resilience and determination to become the best version of yourself that you can be is still within us. So I thank you all for watching this video, and I hope that everyone watching has an amazing week full of crushing your goals and overcoming anything that is oppressing you in your life today. And just hope that you have an amazing week, amazing month of August, because it's a great month to be a Leo gang. But like, dislike, share, do what you do, but I appreciate you. And until next video, be safe, be blessed. Peace. Are you okay?